Alright, this video is just a quick little video on how to install the fog light on a Ford Fusion. This vehicle here is a 17 Ford Fusion, and didn't come with fog lights on, so I had to add the wiring to it and the little bezel that you see over here onto it. So what you have to do to access that, I do have a video on how to do it. I'm just going to say brief, but you got some bolts over here, and if you look underneath the car, right along the whole way from the bumper, if you follow the whole bumper, you got all these little 7mm bolts you need to take off, and got bolts from here all the way around to the other side of the bumper. Then you'll have two other bolts, one here, one there, and the clip here that you want to take off. Then you'll have a 10mm bolt, and one right here, and maybe one right about here somewhere that you want to take off, that holds a bumper onto the fender. I'll show you on this other side here. So what you see here, the little 10mm screws where it'll be at right there, and all these little studs do is just line right into the holes here, and the screws just go right along here. So me, I'm not going to take mine completely off. All I'm just needing to do is just get enough room for me to put the fog light into here so I can screw it in. I already got the screws and stuff already in there. But what I had to do to take the delete plug, I will call that, is just a blank black cover there. You will have to take the whole bumper off to do that, so you can get to the tabs on here to release them, so you can take the cover off. This one here, since it's been taken off before, all you gotta do is just kind of give it a good firm pull on it, and it just comes off. So you'll see just some tabs right here, right there, that just kind of holds it in place. But with the delete plug, you will have to take the whole bumper off so you can get to the pins that's holding it into place. So I'll go ahead and put the little fog light into there and get going. Alright, so I ended up taking off the whole front bumper of it, because while I was trying to fiddle around with the fog light, you would think that you'd have to put the fog light behind the bumper. Well, on this vehicle, you have to put it in the front of it. So like, here's the front facing of the bumper, and you have to put the bumper in, the fog light in this way here for it to fit in there. I know it's kind of weird. I thought that was very strange, but somehow you can kind of see the little groove right here on the second pin, if I can get it to line up. But you can kind of see the little plus right there. It's supposed to line up that way to it. I don't got it seated in there all the way, but that's what it's supposed to be. So you got to take the cover off of it, like what I had here. Then you got to put the fog light in this way and put your screws. Mine only just have two holes into it, and you just got to put the screws in there and tighten it down. Alright, so I got this sit in there properly, and you can see what I was talking about, the little tab there. You can see it lines up at the little hole. Then over here I'll have to push it up for it to line up into place, and you can kind of see how it goes in. Now I think people might be wondering, why is there extra holes for the thing? Well, there's two different type of fog lights. There's this halogen one, or there's that LED. I believe it's an LED or it's an Exxon, and the Exxon's a little bit different shape. It's kind of like a I guess you could say like one of the music notes. So you got like a little round ball right here, and it kind of goes this way. And it's a little. If you look up a 2017 Ford Fusion Sports, you'll be able to see what I was talking about on that different kind of fog light on this. This one here is just a regular halogen one. So let me go ahead and get the screws put in and give it a test. Alright, you see it's in there. So that's all I just took, is just two screws, and it holds it in place real nice. Then what you can do, go ahead and just put your cover back on, Make sure you're lined up with the holes along here. So right here you want to be. Then you got the little tabs under here that you want to make sure you're into. So like over here, you want to double check. Once when you get it all nice and lined up, then you go and push it in all the way. And in it goes. And it's supposed to have a little bit of a gap. There, it doesn't have much on it. So let's go and get it facing upright and plug in, test it out. Go ahead and plug in your connector. Just like so. Like I said, let's go ahead and give it a test. Make sure it all works. Now for this one here, you just gotta put the car to accessory mode. And turn my headlights on. You can see right there is a fog light. I can see it working, yep. And it works. So let's go ahead and put the bumper back on and get all the screws put in place. This is just a random one, but also a friendly reminder. Don't turn your lights on when it's raining. I found that out. I guess apparently these is on. These was on the fog light just for me to just see, and today it was pouring down rain. I guess the heat of it and the coldness of the water from the rain busted the bulbs onto it, so that's no good now. Alright, finally got all the screws back into the bumper and the bottom and on the sides. I had this little tray with all the screws. Now you know you did a good job when you have no screws left over. If you got screws left over, you might want to restart and trace back to find out where that one screw is missing. But since I have no screws left over, I know I did a good job. So I'll go ahead and show you now what it looks like. With the fog light onto it. Looks kind of different, huh? I also got it programmed where the high beams will turn on. Don't know if you can see that, the high beam's on. That one don't have a bulb into it, but you can see on this one here, it's got both the lights. And yet the fog light is still on. I got programmed that way. I do have a video on how I did that. I know it does require a laptop with the software and a scan tool called, not a scan tool, but a diagnostic tool connector that plugs into the car to your laptop. And what I have is an ELM 327, and it needs an HS and an MS switch so you can be able to program things on this vehicle. So if you want to install the fog light, I'll go ahead and say all you just really need to do, since this is my first time was doing it, obviously I can't find no information about it. Let me shut off the car. But all you just really need to do on it, pop this cover off, give it a good firm pull on it, just like so. And all you just gotta do is take your light and then line it up with the screw holes, whichever way when it goes. So mine would have been like here and one down here. That's all I just need for mine. Then all you gotta do is put the screws back in. Make sure you plug in the connector to it so it works. And go ahead and put your little cover back on and you're good to go on the fog light. So mine, I did not really need to take the whole front bumper off just to get to it. So I did, on this video here, I did more work than I really needed to, which, oh well, since this is my first time, couldn't find no information about it, I'm not worried about it. So that's how you install the fog light on Ford Fusion. Thanks for watching.